Welcome to Queen Mary 2, the flagship of the Cunard fleet. She's been turning heads all over the world for the past 10 years, impressing with not only her ocean liner style and elegance, but also her sheer scale and engineering excellence. Queen Mary 2 entered service in early 2004 and at 1,132 feet in length, if stood on her stern, she'd be almost the same height as the Empire State Building, taller than the Shard, and over 3 times the height of St Paul's Cathedral. At 151,400 gross tonnes, the equivalent of nearly 19,000 London buses, she boasts 1,310 staterooms, over 4 times as many as the Dorchester Hotel. She took 1 million hours to design, 8 million hours to build, and the 1,000 miles of welding holding this amazing liner together would stretch from London to Moscow. She carries nearly 800 metres of anchor chains on board, the length of almost 7 football pitches. In her first 10 years of service, she sailed the equivalent of 3 times to the moon and back. She's visited 182 ports and carried over 1.3 million guests, enough to fill Westminster Abbey 651 times. In fact, if you laid out all the luggage she's carried side by side, it would stretch 3,750 times around the Olympic Stadium. In addition to her human guests, Queen Mary 2 has carried over 2,000 dogs, 5 times as many as in Battersea Dogs Home. Looking after the guests on board Queen Mary 2 is what Cunard does best, and over the past decade, the crew have served over 58 million meals, sufficient to feed the combined population of Hong Kong, Sydney, Cape Town and New York for an entire weekend. Over 25 million litres of milk have been consumed, enough to keep the Victoria Memorial Fountain in front of Buckingham Palace flowing for over 6 hours. And the 21.9 million cups of tea served would fill an Olympic swimming pool over 3 times. If you stacked the 2.7 million scones made on board on top of each other, they'd reach an amazing 80 miles in height. Cunard's guests have enjoyed almost 8,000 guest lectures, the equivalent of nearly a year's continuous radio broadcast, and they love to celebrate on board too. The 1.25 million bottles of champagne drunk since her launch would be enough to fill 200 world record-breaking, 7-metre-high champagne waterfalls. Queen Mary 2, celebrating 10 years of majestic ocean travel.